Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Good evening and welcome to Political Exchange. Our focus today is on the Prime Minister's interview or scathing attack on the Congress and the opposition. Remember, the opposition has made the 2019 election all about jobs. They say Modi's job growth figures are a jumla. And now the Prime Minister in an interview has hit out at the Congress and other opposition players, saying the campaign against his government must stop, as over 1 crore jobs were created last year. The Prime Minister said, and I quote, "When the economy is growing at a faster pace, how will job market not expand?" He also targeted his critics for protesting against the draft National Register of Citizens for Assam, saying no Indian citizen will have to leave. In the backdrop of sexual abuse allegations in shelter homes in Bihar and UP, the Prime Minister said his government was ready to take tough measures to ensure gender justice. He also asked opposition to stop doing politics on reservation, saying reservation is here to stay and there is no change. But he kept his sharpest attack for the Mahagathbandhan, where he said this alliance is for personal survival and is destined to fail. While the PM may have raised the poll pitch, the opposition is not backing down. They're up in arms. Let's discuss this further, as the 2019 campaign will be dominated by references to jobs, economy, lynching and women's security. Joining us this evening in our studio is Mr. D.P. Tripathi of the NCP. We also have Amit Malviya of the BJP joining us. Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party will be with us as well. And Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress is joining us on the show this evening. My first question to Amit Malviya. Amit, the Prime Minister has said that more than 1 crore jobs have been created last year. But you know, there are a lot of conflicting reports. The Labour Bureau recently pegged unemployment rate at 5% in 2015, up from 4.9% in 2013-14. An RBI research report said jobs reduced by 0.1% in 2015-16 and 0.2% in 2014-2015. In fact, the Niti Aayog recently said that there is insufficient economic data about jobs, and we are soon going to come out with detailed data on job creation from October onwards. Now, in the presence of so many conflicting reports, how does one go by, or how does an ordinary citizen go by this 1 crore sum?
Well, Parikshit, first of all, thanks for having this very important debate. I think the Prime Minister's interview yesterday was a very comprehensive one, where he spoke about a great deal of issues that are unfortunately never discussed in the public domain, and they included things like the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. It talked about reforms both on the labour side. It talks about reforms in the higher education sector. It spoke about our asset quality, our banking processes. It spoke about jobs, and it spoke about several other things that have been on the minds of the people of this country. And therefore, I think he has laid out really what his government has done in the last 4 years, and it is a very comprehensive report card that he's essentially given to the people of this country. It's something that we've not seen in the past any Prime Minister do, or for that matter, even any party or government be that accountable as Mr. Modi has made his government. Now, coming to the question that you asked specifically on jobs, look, the Prime Minister and several ministers, including agencies such as Niti Aayog and others who have been looking at the job scenario in this country, have said this, and they've said it umpteen number of times, that the problem in India is not about jobs, but the missing data on jobs. We unfortunately don't have an index that tracks the unemployment or gainful employment, if you like, in our country, and that's really unfortunate. You know that there is work that is happening currently to build that index. Now, be as it may, what do we do to then look at what our critics are saying, and how do we assure the people of this country that things are on track? Let me quote to you the number of jobs that Bengal and Karnataka, the two non-BJP state governments, have quoted, and each one of them has quoted roughly about 50 lakh jobs that they have created in the last 1 year. That itself is 1 crore. If you were to add similar claims made by non-BJP governments, state governments, the number will be, upwards of 2.5 crores and thereabouts. Now, looking at what we have in terms of data, Ghosh and Ghosh, the director at SBI and the professor IIM Bangalore came up with a very coherent model, a model that the previous UPA government also relied on to look at the number of EPFO accounts, and those clearly point to approximately 1 crore jobs being created. There are 13 crore mudra loans that have been given. Clearly, even if one mudra loan created employment or a livelihood opportunity to one person, that's as many jobs. So every formal sector job
I'll request you to hold on now.
Informal sector. And one last point, look at the manufacturing sector.
Malviya,
when Mr. Modi took over, there were about 2 manufacturing, mobile manufacturing companies. Today there are about 120.
We saw that in the interview. I'm going to get in remarks now from the opposition parties here. Mr.
I am looking at the argument made by the agencies.
We have different mechanisms, different reports pointing out to different data. There are World Bank reports which are concerning, which they say is that you need to have 8.1 million jobs created every year to maintain your economic growth. Do you find the data given by the Prime Minister and Amit Malviya satisfactory, Mr. D.P. Tripathi?
No, not at all. Actually, I'm reminded of the great author, Arthur Koestler, who says in one of his novels that statistics never bleeds. Therefore, the politicians and academicians have a habit of giving statistics. This data is baseless. If 1 crore jobs are created, you will see it everywhere in the country. I don't see that. And after demonetization, GST, even the pro-government agencies have pointed out about the reduction of jobs, how the jobs have come down.
But has the Congress been genuine, sir? Has the Congress been fair to the people of the country when they're talking about jobs, when they're taking on the government? In fact, Charan Singh Sapra, in 2012, there was an ILO report which said out of 17 million new formal sector jobs created between 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, as many as 85% are not secure and offer no employment benefits and social security. And remember, reducing unemployment was one of the key highlights of the UPA in 2014 as it was going into campaigning. So are you being fair to the people of the country? Was Congress able to reduce unemployment and come up with a concrete definition?
See, of course, Congress rule or the UPA rule had definitely created jobs. And let us forget that also, because people have not voted for us. Let us assume that we did not perform well and people did not vote for us. But Narendra Modi promised 2 crore jobs every year. Now, where are these jobs? These are the various promises which Narendra Modi made in 2014, and all the promises have fallen apart. You see the demonetization, 1.26 crore jobs were lost. Now, when there is an issue in the country that there is a low credit growth, there is low private investment, the MSME are failing, the Make in India, Startup India, and all these programs which Modi ji declared, they all are failing. How can you think of a job creation? Mr. Nitin Gadkari himself has agreed that where are the jobs? This is a question asked by the NDA senior minister. And similarly, Niti Aayog has shown concern in February 2018. And the ILO has clearly said that 71% of Indian workers will be having vulnerable employment in 2019. So how can the BJP boast about employment?
Ghanshyam Tiwari, do you also agree with Charan Singh Sapra that the BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi promised just too much when they said that 2 crore jobs will be created every year?
Well, they promised just too much is one thing. When they promised, they said they will create 2 crore jobs, they will bring back black money. And when it's time to delivery, they are saying we don't have data, either on black money or jobs or any of their promises. But let's not run away from the crisis that the nation faces. 1 million people enter the workforce in the country every month. And this government does not know at the highest level what is the level of problem that they face. They have run out of ideas. The ideas that the Prime Minister is sharing at the national stage in one-way interviews are ideas that lack intent and capability and scale. It means that the Prime Minister at the highest level is poorly informed about how to solve this problem of jobs that India is facing. I'll give you just one data that tells you the kind of problem we have. Railways advertised 90,000 jobs and nearly 3 crore people applied to those jobs. So if Amit Malviya is true to his data, these are the only 3 crore people in the country who are left without jobs. But the reality is, I challenge on your show to Amit Malviya, tell me 3 states in the country that have created most number of jobs, and tell me 3 states where you disburse most amount of mudra loans. You do not have data on that you should have.
Amit Malviya, I think the simple question being raised by the NCP, by the Congress and SP, is that the BJP promised just a little too much. And this is something that you will have to answer and explain in 2019.
Well, Parikshit, first of all, a lie repeated 1,000 times does not become the truth. I keep hearing the Congress and the rest of the opposition say that the Prime Minister and the BJP promised 2 crore jobs. I challenge them today on your program to go and look up our entire manifesto and prove to us, to your viewers, where did we put a figure of 2 crore. I also challenge them to go and look at every speech of the Prime Minister that he made in the run-up to the election, and wherever he has made a promise of 2 crore jobs. That is one. I'm only pointing out to the fact that they are lying, and they are repeatedly lying on this issue. But I will come to the more substantive issue while they go looking for it and come back empty-handed. Parikshit, can I please? Parikshit, you please go and read the manifesto. I think you've been reading JDU manifesto with the party that you were with in the 2014 election and now have hopped over. Now, Parikshit, can I please have uninterrupted time? Let's have a civilized debate. I don't want anybody speaking over me, because the fact is that when people speak over the other person,
I would ask Ghanshyam Tiwari,
the voice to be heard. So please, can you regulate it?
Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Thank you.
Amit Malviya, I would request you to hold on. Amit, I want to move on to the next issue. Because this is clearly an issue that needs more clarity. When it comes to jobs, this is an issue that needs more clarity. But then there is an issue of lynching that we saw in the parliament a few days back. There is also the issue of NRC register. We saw massive protests in parliament over that as well. Mr. D.P. Tripathi, do you feel that the Prime Minister has satisfactorily addressed concerns in his interview when he said that Congress is doing politics, no one will have to leave the country, no genuine Indian citizen will have to leave the country? Do you think we needed stronger answers, stronger explanations when it came to lynchings in the country and the questions that were raised on secularism by opposition and Congress?
See, if you look at the lynching, it is still going on. And why it is, you have to analyze this. BJP is not able to answer. Kamadiyas were going in this country for many years. But why it is that now they indulge in violence against children, women, and Supreme Court had to take note of it. Prime Minister has not addressed these questions of violence. The politics of violence emanates from politics of hatred, which they are pursuing. This whole concept of the National Register for Citizens is based on bias against religious, linguistic, and ethnic minorities, if you look at it.
Okay.
Yesterday there was an article, and I can show it to you, where it is proven that in all these lynchings, what has happened is, when they lynched Pehlu Khan, the driver of the truck was a Hindu. They left him.
Okay.
So that kind of divisive kind of a thing they are doing. Why there was no lynchings before?
All right. Charan Singh Sapra.
During their government also. Let me just make 2 points. That's all, very briefly.
Yeah.
I won't take much of your time. Why there was not one lynching during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government? Their same party. Because now what is happening is, all those lunatic fringe people have been given full freedom to continue that. And no police action is taken.
Okay. This is a question to Charan Singh Sapra. Charan Singh Sapra, do you feel that the message is not going down to the BJP cadre? On one hand, the Prime Minister speaks in very tough language when it comes to women's security. He says that we are committed to ensuring gender justice. But at the same time, Charan Singh Sapra, I think Charan Singh Sapra is not able to hear me. We'll correct that audio. But Ghanshyam Tiwari, do you feel that the message...
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Ghanshyam, I'll request you to hold on. We've got Mr. Charan Singh Sapra back. Mr. Sapra, do you feel that the message needs to go down to the BJP cadre? Because be it lynching, or be it the issue of women's security. On one hand, the Prime Minister says we are committed to gender justice, but then you have BJP MLAs like Surinder Singh in UP who say no one can rape a mother of three. Manohar Lal Khattar said if a girl is dressed decently, a boy will not look at her the wrong way. Santosh Gangwar said in a huge country, if one or two such cases are reported, one should not make a big deal out of it. Do you feel that the message is not going down to the cadre of the BJP, of the ruling party, Charan Singh Sapra?
Yes, Parikshit, of course. You gave only 3 examples. I can give you 13 examples where the senior BJP leaders, they are trying to encourage the people who are involved into rapes, and they are also encouraging these lynchers. You have seen the example of Jayant Sinha, Mr. Giriraj Singh. They are felicitating the lynchers. The lynch pujaris felicitating lynchers. So the message goes down. That's how it doesn't stop. It's a very grave situation in the country. Like Mr. Tripathi said, that the driver was left and Pelu Khan was lynched. So these things are going to continue. Prime Minister, though he might say in his speech that, against these lynchers, but still down the line, the fringe groups of BJP, they are not ready to relent.
Amit Malviya, very quick response. I have to take a break. In just 10-15 seconds, explain to us your response. The opposition saying the Prime Minister is speaking a tough language, but the message does not go to the BJP cadre.
Parikshit, you got to give me 30 seconds at least. You got a 3:1 panel where 3 are from the opposition and I'm only representing the ruling party side. So therefore, bear with me for an important issue like this, because a lot has been said about it in the recent past. The issue is, Parikshit, that nobody can support or be seen as promoting any kind of violence in a civilized society like ours. What has happened is unfortunate. The instances of cow vigilantism, related violence or otherwise is not something that is picked up after 2014. Let's be very clear about it. These instances have been happening even earlier. But what we do see is that there is a heightened
that does not legitimize
media narrative.
To continue
For example, please, Mr. Sapra, let me finish. Parikshit, can you please moderate this? I don't want to get into a slanging match.
Mr. Sapra, I have to get a quick response.
No, I'm not going to get into a slanging match, Parikshit. Either you moderate this or I'm happy not to speak.
Okay, Charan Singh Sapra, I'll request you to hold on.
Amit Malviya, 34 lynching incidents.
Please,
Amit Malviya,
let's not just throw numbers when you don't have them. Parikshit, the fact is that there is no data that points out to lynching cases because the IPC does not recognize lynching. There is either murder or attempt to murder. And therefore the number that the opposition keeps throwing is bogus, it's false, it is supposed to just malign the central government. Now let me point to you 2 very important things. When we came into power,
I have to take a very quick break over here. Amit Malviya, Charan Singh Sapra, DP Tripathi and Ghanshyam Tiwari, stay with us. We have to take a break. A lot of key issues that have to be discussed. We're coming back after a break. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. You're watching Political Exchange with me, Parikshit Luthra. The Prime Minister, in his interview, kept his sharpest attack reserved for the opposition on the issue of Mahagathbandhan. He said this is an alliance for personal ambition, personal survival, and also about dynastic survival, not about development and not about any ideology. And this is destined to fail. Amit Malviya, where does the confidence stem from? Because the opposition is holding daily strategy meetings. We saw them trying to come together on the floor of the House in the Deputy Chairman's election and also the no confidence vote, but they could not succeed.
Well, Parikshit, before I answer that, I want to finish the point I was making on lynching and the associated narrative around it. The fact is that when our government came to power, there was an attempt to raise the boogie of Christians being under threat. We figured out that the attacks on the churches were really not an orchestrated campaign, but some people hitting a ball or something like that. Then there was a rape of a nun. It was said it was Modi government. That turned out to be false as well. Junaid's case happened. Nobody asked Akhilesh Yadav at that point in time what happened. Pehlu
I would now have to come to
wasn't
Mahagathbandhan.
killed by lynching. The
I have
media narrative
roughly 5
continues to be
minutes
about
left.
lynching. Alimuddin Ansari in Jharkhand was not killed because of lynching, but media narrative and opposition continue to call it lynching.
Okay,
The
let's
point
focus
is
on
that
Mahagathbandhan
there is
now.
an attempt to
Amit,
malign this government,
let's
and
come
that's
down
not
to
to say that
Mahagathbandhan.
these
You can
instances
shout,
will not happen.
but people
So
are
I'm
not going
sorry,
to agree.
the narrative
Okay, you
in
made
the
your
media
point.
and by
You made your
opposition
point.
is misleading.
You made your point.
You can shout
Now-
on top
now-
of
now
your
coming-
voice, but
Okay,
people are
I'm
not
going to move on.
agree with your
Ghanshyam Tiwari,
reasoning.
Amit, just hold on now. Let me get in other players. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Mahagathbandhan. The PM said Mahagathbandhan is destined to fail. Your response, Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Well, the PM in Bagpat, a few hours before the Kairana election, also said that he will win. Did he win? Amit Shah ji is saying that citizenship, Nagarikta is an issue for 2019. BJP does not know its own agenda. Mahagathbandhan is a grand alliance because it exists in each state where a leader or a group of leaders are giving credibility to voters in that state that we will offer a governance that solves your day-to-day problems, not give you excuses like data is missing. The entire BJP campaign rests on one thing: Modi ji Mahan hai. And actually, for all other things that Amit Malviya has said, that there is no data, there is data, but for this there is no data.
Okay, now let me get in Charan Singh Sapra. Charan Singh Sapra, the Congress is talking about Mahagathbandhan. Rahul Gandhi has also said that I'm okay with the Prime Minister from another political party, another regional player. But the fact is, look at important political players. What did they do in the recent elections in Parliament? And also in the no-conference vote. BJD, TRS, AIADMK also supporting the government. Shiv Sena also went ahead and supported them on the Deputy Chairman's election issue. Is the Mahagathbandhan really together? Because there are political parties, important players, who are looking at their own interests.
See, Parikshit, I feel Shiv Sena and BJD and TRS, they were never a part of Gathbandhan, which Congress and the other parties are trying to form. I don't think so. They were ever
But
a
you are
part
talking
of
to
our
them.
Gathbandhan.
Mamata
But you
Banerjee
see
talks to KCR.
No, just let me complete. See, as far as states like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and probably you come to UP, Bihar, where we have major seats, and then you have Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra. Here the Congress party is going to have a pre-poll alliance. So I feel there are 12 to 13 states where there are going to be pre-poll alliances, and there are going to be some post-poll alliances, and then the whole Mahagathbandhan will be seen. Modi ji is definitely scared of all this. He knows, he has done his calculation. That's why he is trying to turn towards BJD and TRS and AIADMK, because he knows otherwise he is going to fail.
Okay, Charan Singh Sapra, hold on. DP Tripathi, the NCP, in the election of the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, the NCP finally pulled out its candidate. Why was that? Did you at some point feel that this Mahagathbandhan will not survive on the floor of the House? Did you have doubts about opposition unity?
No, that was not the point. We did not pull out or anything, but we finally said that, look, we are not interested, you can have your candidate. Why? Because all these strategies must be planned in advance. This Congress system of doing everything on the last day is not correct according to us.
Not a good message for you, Charan Singh Sapra.
You should plan it, and I don't agree with the Prime Minister that Mahagathbandhan will not work, will not work, coalitions don't function. What is happening in Kerala? For how many years a good coalition government?
Can the Mahagathbandhan really survive, sir? Can the Mahagathbandhan really survive?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
You will see. And for the first time, the alliances are coming up on issues and based on different states. So from below. Therefore, it will succeed in a far more democratic way.
Okay, Amit
you will
Malviya,
see what is going to happen.
Amit Malviya, DP Tripathi saying that this is going to succeed in a very systematic way. They will fight on issues, they'll fight on ideology, and they'll take on the Prime Minister. How do you respond, Amit? Over to you.
Very quickly, Mr. Tripathi's party comes from the state of Maharashtra. They have been wiped out in the recent local body election. He should perhaps introspect and see that their alliance is not working on the ground, first of all. Point number two, we saw this monsoon session, the election to Deputy Rajya Sabha's post and the no confidence motion that the Congress and the opposition brought. They were demolished there. Their own allies are not voting with them. What do we have to say about anything else? Third, and the very important point, Prajakshit, that nobody seems to be grasping is that Mamata Banerjee, is she going to leave any seats for the Congress and the left in West Bengal? If she isn't, then what is the Mahagathbandhan about? In Karnataka, Deva Gowda ji is saying that he's okay with Mamata Banerjee as the prime ministerial candidate, giving a short change to the Congress, who they are in alliance with. KTRS, I mean, the TRS, will they add anything to, say, the Congress in Uttar Pradesh?
Parikshit,
So what is this Mahagathbandhan? Each of these have fought against the BJP in 2014 and in several state elections, and they have lost. This is only a myth that they are trying to create, bonded by their own compulsions and the fact that they cannot fight the BJP on its own because they have no issue, they have no leadership, they have no agenda.
All right.
And I'm telling
We've completely run out of time. Amit Malviya, Charan Singh Sapra.
Can BJP formulate a pre-poll alliance?
Okay, we've completely run out of time. I'm sorry, I'll have to end it here. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Charan Singh Sapra, DP Tripathi, Amit Malviya, thank you very much for joining us on this debate. But in the days to come, in fact, in the next few weeks, we'll see crucial elections in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, which could be a very telling point for 2019 as well. We'll keep an eye out on the 2019 campaign. Thanks for watching.